right. Hey there, guys. I am meteorologist Ben Peine. It is Ben at 10 on this New Year's Eve here for this Tuesday, December the 30th, and loving to see the sunshine as we take a live look outside here from outside of the window of Extol Media Studios here in uptown New Albany, Indiana. Right along the riverfront here. There's a look at the corner of Market and Vincennes. Good to see the stubborn clouds clearing out and the sunshine returning to the area here on our final Tuesday of 2025. Also, we'll take a peek at the radar and satellite here. There's a northwest flow. There's some flurries off to our east around Charleston, West Virginia. They've got a little snow squall there, but you can see the sky clearing out all around our region. And the winds are a little bit lighter today. We still have a decent, what we call pressure gradient, where the lines of equal air pressure, the isobars, are still fairly packed tightly. So we're going to have a west breeze at around 10 to 15, a lot better than the 20 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts that we had yesterday. So still just a touch breezy, because as we look at the big view here, there's still a strong area of low pressure here up north of Maine, and then we've got high pressure here down towards Texas, and we're kind of in between, and that airflow is going from high to the low, and that's what happens in nature. High goes to low. High pressure gives its air to low pressure. Low pressure takes in the air, and when low pressure takes in the air rises and creates what we call a storm. So low pressure, a lot of times lousy weather. When I'm talking to kids in the classroom, giving the school talks, easy way to remember that. But there you see, again, quiet conditions over much of the United States, from coast to coast and border to border. And another good morning to you if you're just popping in. We've got Beverly Haggis from Borden, Indiana. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a happy cold Tuesday, ready for springtime. Dennis Gregory, not a fan of the winter months. Perry Porter, making more coffee, and not iced coffee, hot coffee. I've got the Big Happy, and it is hot coffee with nothing in it. The first cup has the creamer, and then we go hard with just a straight black coffee there for number two. All right, Dennis Gregory, happy cold Tuesday. Oh, I just saw that comment right there. So again, here, hey, if you're just joining in, maybe this is the first time you've ever watched Ben at 10, the weather show for Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, and Kentuckiana, and the Ohio Valley, and beyond. You know, never know what we're going to be looking at. We're going to give you the forecast right off the bat, and then we're going to take a deeper dive into the forecast through about 10:20. You got your weather jokes, weather history, weather countdown. 10:20, we'll start to fire up the weather models, and it might be a long ways out before we see our next chance of precipitation. It's nice to have a quiet start to the new year, I think. So hopefully it'll be a nice, peaceful start. And I'm not seeing any organized storm systems maybe until next Thursday. I think that's around the 8th of January. So it might be a while before we see more active, interesting weather back across our area. But again, a little bit chilly out there as we look here again live at the blue sky that we're seeing throughout the area. I'm going to bring up some of the current conditions here as we get rocking and rolling as well. And here it is. Here's a live look with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. You can find this live as well yourself at fallsoftheohio.org. Looks beautiful out there. It's just, you got to bundle up. It'll wake you up as you step outside with our temperatures here still in the 20s over much of the region. Always helps the mood, though, to see that sunshine out there. We've got our live stream up here. I'll hit the refresh button on our extolmag.com/weather website. Thanks for liking or subscribing, by the way. You can hit that red button right there. Takes you right to our YouTube channel, getting those numbers up there. And if you just hit the like button, that helps spread the show around the internet, the World Wide Web, the social medias. 21 degrees. We have a wind gust at 11. That puts our wind chill at 11. So it is burr again out there. Obviously a chilly start. All this area to the right side, if you see that is all the current conditions, which has a lot of different weather variables for you to check out. daily forecast, which again is all dry through the middle of next week. And look at all the sunshine here we have for today as we get our temperatures up to around freezing. I've slapped up the brand new 7-day forecast. If you want to take a longer look at that, we'll talk more about that here in just a second. And I posted the weather story focusing on our New Year's forecast and taking us into the middle of our first full week of New Year's. Really quiet as far as the severe weather outlook. There's the day 1 and day 2 maps with nothing on it. So really quiet maps around the region for days and days. Here's the large interactive map where you can click in the upper right-hand corner. It brings up dozens of weather layers. I'm just clicking on the temperature map here, which shows our temps still in the upper teens and lower 20s around the region. Putting up the wind map. Really gusty winds out towards our east over Pennsylvania, closer to that area of low pressure. Our winds, again, thankfully a bit lighter here for today. And here is the high definition satellite. Look at how clear that is. It's pretty amazing. Zooming into our area, you can see with that northwest flow, it is beginning to clear out and seeing a lot more sunshine on this, again, last Tuesday of 2025. Who's excited for the new year and what's to come? All right, let's bring up the weather headlines here for us for today. I can leave my head up here. There we go. I'm popping myself back on. Cold and a bit breezy today. Nothing like the winds yesterday. West wind around 10 to 15, maybe a gust of 20. Dry and chilly pattern. Again, all dry through the middle of next week in a very quiet New Year's Eve forecast for us as well. Looking at a few of the comments popping in. We got Lillian Lasley with 24 degrees. Yay for the sunshine. We got a good morning. It's 19 in Hodgenville right now. Hodgenville, Kentucky, there in LaRue, the beautiful LaRue County. Looking forward to some 30s today. Hey, we're going in the right direction. Steve Gibbons. Oh, I got to pop up your comment there, Orlean. And Steve Gibbons, glad the gusty wind is not as bad today. The last couple of days down here in Brandenburg. Yeah, all around the region. It has been blowing. Hopefully not messing up anybody's garbage day, if that's been the case. I want to bring up, before we really dig into the weather models, as usual, I want to thank our partners here at Ben at 10 and Extol Weather and Extol Media. Lions Roofing, you see it upper left-hand corner, Lyons. If you see anything sketchy on your rooftop and your gutters, get a free quote here, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, that being your home. There's the free quote section. There's proof of their great work right there and the services that they provide that you can all find in reviews at Lyons, Lyons roofingco.com. And I want to remind you, too, if you want to head over to here to ivytech.edu, their spring sessions are going to be starting up pretty soon. You can go to locations. You can go to Sellersburg right here. And Tuesday, this being Tuesday, it's just a reminder, you can sign up for Tuesdays at the Tech, getting one-on-one information on how to register, how to pay, and making it all accessible to you or maybe somebody you know. Maybe, again, a high schooler getting that dual credit and free post-secondary education, or perhaps, and really shortening the time that you need to go to college by getting that head start. Or maybe you're midlife wanting a new career change or just learn something new. Check out all of their services here and what they have to offer with in-person assistance with Tuesdays at the Tech. I want to thank my buddy here, Michael Long, too, my insurance agent. If you want to get a quote, you might be able to save. 812-578-3072. Life insurance, home insurance, car insurance, all the different insurances. He can help you out and maybe bundle and save as well. Proud to be an American Star Certified Agency, excellence in customer experience. And I want to mention opportunities here. Libs Paving, the top asphalt contractor around. They've got opportunities maybe for you in the new year, maybe somebody that you know that could use a new career. Look at all the job openings here. You can click on any one of those. It'll take you right there and you can apply online. Again, thanks to all of our partners out there on the show and making it a great year and a great new year as well. Look at that sunshine there for us. Eventually that'll be warmer sunshine. Very low sun angle. If you notice this time of the year, the lowest sun angles of the year. The power of the sun is just not strong for us as its direct rays are over the southern hemisphere at this point in time. All right, let me get rid of that again. And hey, just a reminder too, if you ever want to partner up, easy way to contact me, Ben at extolmag.com. And it's also an easy way to start the conversation if you want to learn about advertising, marketing solutions for our area. Been reaching over 2 million views over the last 28 days and much more than that on the full power of Extol Media. And we've got Vicky Berger watching from the YouTube. 19 degrees and sunshine in Salem. More peaceful winds. Yes, indeed. Glad to see it. Still got to bundle up a bit out there for today. All right, here we go. As we dig into the forecast, we got, again, cold, a bit breezy today, not windy like yesterday, and a chilly and dry weather pattern to take us into the new year. How many days until? Of course, just one until New Year's Eve tomorrow. The average coldest days of the year is mid-January and 17 days. We'll see if that actually happens. We'll look at the long-range forecast here in just a bit. We'll need to break out the long-range forecast to find the next significant weather impact, which would be late next week. And then 68 days until our time change, 79 days until spring begins, as Dennis Gregory was looking forward to. Today's weather history, 1933, record cold. Temperature reached 50 degrees below zero. Could be worse, right? In Bloomfield, Vermont, the weather observer wrote, indicator went to the bottom of the bulb, meaning the bottom of the thermometer bulb. It was the coldest reading in modern records for New England. 1960, massive snowfall, a massive accumulation of snow, 68 inches, buried the Japanese city of Tsukiyama in 24 hours. 1962, a historic blizzard, one of the worst blizzard in the 20th century, occurred in Vermont, again, New Hampshire, and Maine. 40 inches of snow in 24 hours. With dangerous wind chills, in 2004, the highest pressure, the world's highest recorded barometric pressure at an elevation above 2,500 feet occurred at Tassentingol, Mongolia, with a reading of 1,089 millibars. Just to give you some perspective, the normal air pressure is 1,013 millibars. That might give you a headache. 2017, steam devils, funnels, and steam devils were observed on Lake McConaughey in Nebraska in the morning time. All right, good to know. Your stupid weather jokes of the day. My New Year's resolution was to drop bad habits, but no one likes a quitter. I think some of us have been there year after year, trying to get rid of some bad habits. Where can you practice math on New Year's Eve? Times Square. Get it? You square things, you times things. That's for Mr. Oakes, my kid's math teacher at Borden High School. Great teacher. I love it when they drop the ball on New Year's. It reminds me what I did all year. I'll drop the ball sometimes. And we've got Alice Young with a good morning, loving the sunshine. Yes, indeed. Thanks for dropping in the comments. As always, too, just a reminder, feel free to, don't be shy. Hit us up in the comments if it's just a hello, where you're watching from, or if you have a weather question. Feel free to derail the show if you've got a question. If maybe you're heading out and you want to see the 7-day real quick, it won't be a bother. Don't worry about that. All right. And we've got Beverly Haggis loving the weather jokes. Thank you very much. Love digging them up. Here is the forecast for our last Tuesday, December 30th of 2025. 32 degrees, our high temperature, a little bit breezy, west wind at 10 to 20, saying breezy, not windy. So there's still a little bit of a wind chill. It'll be feeling like the 20s this afternoon. Our sunset at 5:32. Thank you, Steve Gibbons, liking the graphics for today's weather info and jokes. Thank you very much. Lillian Lasley, loving the jokes as well. Tonight's forecast, 26 degrees, partly cloudy and cold. Southwest wind around 10 to 15, maybe just some high clouds drifting over us. And our Happy New Year's Eve forecast for tomorrow, December 31st, 26 out the door, 36 at noon. Hopefully you can get off work early if you're still working. 40 degrees for that high temperature. That's not too far from our normal high of 44 for this time of the year. Normal low is 29. We've got our sun up at 7:59, setting at 5:32 as our sunsets get it just a little bit later, day by day. If you're heading out for your celebrations here, temperatures will be just dropping gradually through the 30s after sunset. I'd say the winds are from the west at around 5 to 15. No precipitation. Again, just quiet and some chilly conditions here for your party time as we get rid of 2025, as the ball dropping to near freezing. And then we'll be at 38 for New Year's Day. I've included just a little icon there that shows some flurries. The best chance of that's going to be up to the northeast towards Madison, Indiana. Madison, you guys have a better chance of seeing a few of those friendly flurries out there. And then 46, looking fine on Friday. And some normal 40s for Saturday and Sunday. And there's a reason we're just sitting right at normal for our high temperatures, mostly in the 40s. It's because the jet stream patterns keeping the really cold air northeast and the really warm air to the southwest. And we sit right in the middle. When you're in the middle ground, you're just kind of normal. And we don't have anything to really push a storm through our area. So there you can see it is dry through at least next Tuesday. I would say probably will stay dry through next Wednesday. Again, we'll fire up the weather models here and look at the long range. If you want to stick around, this is the time when we start to get a little more weather nerdy and take a look at, again, the long range outlook. But what a gorgeous start to the day as the clouds have been clearing out. Good to see that blue sky and that sunshine across the area this morning. All right, let me bring this up here. There's just another view with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. And now bringing up, let me get rid of something here first. Let me get rid of that full screen view and bring back up the RadSat, which is very quiet across the region. Go back into full screen here. We started the show off with a look at the radar and satellite, but again, look at here, coast to coast, border to border, not much happening. Strong area of low pressure up north of Maine, and then you got high pressure down here in Texas. We're in the middle, so we stay just a little bit breezy, but not a big deal. The really strong winds are up here over New England, closer to that strong area of low pressure. There is a northwest flow that's keeping our temperatures a little bit on the chilly side. West-northwest flow there, and a few flurries off to our northeast. But we're looking pretty sunny out there for today. All right, let's go ahead and fire up some other fun stuff here. We're going to look at the future radar, but we're going to have to jump ahead here, guys, to probably next Thursday. So I'm going to bring up the GFS weather model. This might be a little quicker show today because of how quiet the weather is. Hey, which I'll take it. Love it when we can chill in the weather department. And social media can chill out. The weather community loves scary maps these days on the Facebook and everywhere, basically. So as I mentioned, kind of normal temperatures here through the long range outlook. I'm going to bring up what we call the reflectivity, which is just your rainfall map. I'm going to jump ahead. I got to jump ahead all the way to let's go 6th of January. So now we're in the middle of next week. And it shows nothing going on. So let's go to the 7th of January. So this is next Wednesday. Nothing going on here. Next Wednesday, the 7th. Nothing going on. Nothing to see here. And then we go into the 8th. Now we're starting to see something develop. The Euro and the GFS calling for something late in our first full work week of 2026. So this would be the 8th, Thursday in the morning time. But it looks like it's just probably a warm front that's going to be lifting over the area and giving us a chance for some rain. When you think warm front, you think some warmer temperatures. So let's see where that's happening. Yes, there are warmer temperatures to our southwest. And there's those 60s again. But we remember, kind of got to watch out for those warm-ups. There's usually something on the other side that we have to pay for. So we're right in the middle ground through at least the middle of next week with those temperatures, which means mostly 40s for highs and lows in the 20s or 30s. But let's take a look at this. Let's go into Friday the 9th. Look at that surge of warm air back into our region. So we may not be done with some spring-like conditions. Look at that right there. And then this would be the warm front right there. We had this happen last week. This would be almost an identical pattern to what we had last week. But when you warm up like that, a lot of times it's going to involve some rainfall. So this is, again, if you're just dropping in here with us, this is a snapshot at Friday, not this Friday, Friday the 9th, potential warm up right there. And again, seeing some similar solutions with the European and the GFS weather model with this. So again, time will tell if this actually happens, but we're seeing some confidence in the weather models. Now let's push ahead. Let's go to Saturday, the 10th. It looks like a front begins to move through. So it might be a short warm up right there. So I'm just going back in time a little bit. So from Friday, warm, possible 60s, it shows, to maybe a cold front trying to move through. The really cold air still bottled up here where it should be, again, in the North Pole. There's your negative 30s and 40s. Will the jet stream unleash and bring some of that down? Not necessarily. Let's bring up the jet stream. All right, so I am going to go ahead to the 11th of January. And so there's like a little dip in the jet stream here, but I want to see the temperature map related to this as well. And we're just on the edge. We're just living on the edge. And what I mean by that, between warm, between cold, we stay near normal with this solution through possibly into mid-January. But going back here with that warm up that I was talking about, this is Saturday the 10th, so not this weekend, but the following weekend. With the warm up, there's some rainfall associated with that. Now we're going into, I believe, Sunday the 11th right here. That would not be an enjoyable weekend. Wet weather this time of the year is no joy with all of the mud that we get along with it. So I'm going to bring up the precip type here. And it looks like the snow flying to the north. Pretty dynamic storm system if that does develop, not this weekend, the following weekend. That shows snowy north and rain for us. Going to, I think, Monday the 12th, if I'm not mistaken here. That system is off to the east. And we got a question. We're going into the 12th now here, Lily and Lasley, so maybe we're calming down by that time. Temperature map for the afternoon on the 12th. Looks like it could be a little bit on the chilly side behind that system, but not extreme cold. Kind of normal cold. I'm going to go back to the precipitation and see if there's any other. Oops, that's not what we want. We want the reflectivity. And we'll look at this total snow map through the next couple weeks, which I don't think we're going to have much hope for. Going now into the 13th of January. Not much happening here. Here is going into the 14th morning, and we'll precip type this. And this shows a little bit of a snow chance here. Maybe a little clipper system. Might bring a little bit of light snow to the region. Looking at our temperature map here, there's the extreme cold to the northwest. Let's push ahead and see if it ever tries to get here. We're on the edge of it. That's the 14th afternoon, showing 20s. And this is as far out as the GFS weather model wants to go, but perhaps maybe, so this is the 15th of January. Maybe by mid-late January, we start to see that more extreme cold starting to drop over our region, but next couple weeks, not looking too crazy. Total snowfall through this entire period. Let's see if I can bring that up here for you. All right, this shows snow depth through the long-range outlook, and it shows most of that snow off to the north of us. Not much hope here over the next couple weeks of snowfall. And the Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 day outlook shows us kind of on the edge, just like it was yesterday. Really warm weather. That's not good for the skiing conditions out in Colorado. They're under the ridge of high pressure, so they stay on the warm side, above normal temperatures over the central U.S. Chillier than normal over New England with a trough there. And then again, we're just sitting in the middle ground. And middle means kind of normal, and normal in January means chilly. Highs generally in the 40s overall. And then bringing up the 8 to 14 day outlook, probably going to be pretty similar. Generally warm out west and New England on the chilly side. So we'll need a weather pattern shift if you want to get cold and snow back in the forecast. Perhaps that will be in store for the last 2 weeks of January. We will see. So since we looked out that far, that has been the good old Ben on a Limb segment there. Beautiful start to our day, by the way, as we've been looking at the sunshine across the area. Got Janet Berry. Sounds like I'll be able to make birthday plans on the 12th this year. Never know for sure what we're going to get. Yeah, January is a crazy month. Obviously, January is typically the coldest month of the year. If you have cold air in place, a lot of times you can get winter storms and fun things like that. One of my biggest January memories was, I think, January 26, 27, 2009, when we had the historic ice storm over the region. And a lot of folks were out of power for like a week or two. And that's just not long after I started. I was here for probably a half a year or so, maybe a little over a half of a year. Moved here from Augusta, Georgia, and got a good old ice storm. All right, we're going to bring back up the forecast here. We're at 10:28, rolling right along on a Tuesday, last Tuesday of the year. Crazy year, how it's gone by so fast. All right, cold and a bit breezy today, not windy like yesterday. A west wind at around 10 to 15. Dry and chilly weather pattern. Great to have just a quiet pattern as we head into the new year. Our countdown here, just a day until New Year's Eve, of course, 17 days until what is typically the coldest part of the year. And as I mentioned, around that time, as we saw, maybe we'll get some cold air dropping back in from the polar areas. Time change in 28 days, 79 days until springtime. Jackie Strange, good morning. Not enjoying the cold weather. Yeah, you're not alone. Today's weather history, you can find, I'm going to put this on Facebook at noon, but I've also already have it on our weather story. If you go to here, extolmag.com, there's our live stream. And then here's a look at our weather story right there. Just click on that, and you can bring up any of these maps and graphics here full screen. So as it says, a quiet New Year's. So if you want to take a longer look at some of the maps and graphics that I put together here, there's your stupid weather jokes and things like that. So there you can always find those weather resources. Again, on our page at extolmag.com/weather. All right, let's get back to it. So the stupid weather jokes today. My New Year's resolution was to drop bad habits, but no one likes a quitter. Actually, I'm going to try to get some better habits, meaning it's time to fire back up the exercising. I was doing pretty good with the lifting and everything through the summertime, and then excuses came up. Where can you practice math on New Year's Eve? Times Square. That one's for Mr. Oakes, my kid's math teacher, excellent teacher there at Borden High School. And lastly, New Year's really a joke. I love it when they drop the ball on New Year's Eve. It reminds me what I did all year. Get it? Drop the ball. All right. Hopefully you didn't drop the ball this year. All right. Hopefully we all have a happy, peaceful, prosperous 2026 that we always hope for. Tuesday, December 30th. That's today. 32 degrees, cold and breezy, wind chill in the 20s. West wind around 10 to 15. Our sunset at 5:32. Our low tonight, 26, partly cloudy and cold. Southwest wind around 10 to 15. Normal cold, though, here for our New Year's Eve forecast, 36 at noon, 40 for the afternoon high, and then taking you into your New Year's Eve evening after sunset. If you're heading out to a friend's party or an event, you just want a jacket, temperatures will be dropping through the 30s. Not crazy cold. Will be around freezing as the ball drops. A west wind at around 5 to 15. It looks like it will be dry. Happy New Year. Into 2026 we go. Thursday, 38 degrees for New Year's Day. I put a little snow icon on there. There could be some flurries mainly to the northeast towards Madison, but a lot of the area will be dry. Okay, and then we're looking at highs in the 40s, lows in the 20s and 30s. This is completely normal for this time of the year as we head into our first full week of the new year. And so nice and quiet here for us with our 7-day forecast. Boom, there we go. All right, let me get rid of that. Bring this guy back up. Again, just want to remind you, your resources are here all of the time. If I'm not live, if you're seeing something you need, it's probably right here. So on the right side, these red tabs right here, here's your current weather conditions. I'm going to hit the old refresh. And we're still at 21 degrees with a wind at 11 and a wind chill at 11 with our latest update. You get your daily forecast, which is looking all dry. You can see your highs and lows and all that good stuff, your winds each day. And then your hourly forecast here to take you through the rest of today, showing a lot of sunshine. There's the good old 7-day forecast that I put up. Other regional weather maps that might help you out. Kentucky, Indiana weather and traffic. The interactive map, which is fun to play around with here, with dozens of weather layers. And another interactive map, which you can plop temperatures and winds, all that fun stuff. And Orlean popping in with good to see the 40s back. Have a great afternoon and keep warm out there. We will. We got the wood stove fired back up. Just had it all cleaned out thanks to Kaufman Chimney Sweeps here in southern Indiana. We hadn't had the chimney cleaned in a couple of years, and thankfully he said there wasn't much buildup. So we've been burning the good wood inside. So the chimney is in good shape, and that's good to know. And before we finish off here, we want to say thank you to our partners at lionsroofingco.com. Make sure everything is in good shape. The shingles, there's nothing sketchy going on your rooftop, no water spots on your ceiling. The gutter's in good shape. If you ever want to get a quote, keep them in mind. Give them a call, 812-294-3595, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. They're family-owned right out of Memphis, Indiana. They got you covered on both sides of the river throughout Metro Louisville and southern Indiana. You can see the ratings and the work that they have done right there. On Tuesday, we remind you, ivytech.edu is Tuesdays at the Tech. If you want to learn more information, maybe you want some career coaching. You're not 100% sure what you want to go into next or what you want to start. They're going to be there for you. The faculty members, one-on-one information here where you go to Tuesdays at the Tech is where you can register and customize your visit. Get assistance with veterans benefits, financial aid, scholarships. You can figure it all out right there. If you're ready to do so, they'll get you signed up for those spring sessions that are starting here soon in January. And again, another thank you to my buddy Michael Long here, proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer experience. He is an insurance agent. He's my insurance agent with American Family, amfam.com. Search Michael Long. If you want to get a quote, tell them I sent you. And I want to give a shout out to our friends at Libs Paving for being a good supporter here, and I help them out with the forecast every day. They're going to be getting right back to work, especially next week as we've got some dry time. And I help them with the forecast to help their jobs go as efficient as possible. And you want those jobs to go efficiently because, of course, when they're paving the roads, sometimes there's some delays, but they're working for us here throughout our entire region. Speaking of work, if you go to their career section, they may have an opportunity for you. You just cruise down here, or maybe you know a family member or a friend that in the new year could use an opportunity like this. A great company here, family owned, right out of Floyd's Knobs. Check them out as well. All right, that is going to do it here on a lovely but chilly last Tuesday of the year. Beverly said, miss the wood stove. Hopefully you're feeling better too. getting over that COVID, Beverly. Wishing you a happy 2026. And Lily and Lasley, have a wonderful day. And by the way, I want to thank all of you long timers here on the show for being such a big support all year long. And hopefully you'll also be here in the new year as well. And speaking of you guys, Beverly Haggis, big supporter. Lillian Lasley right here. Orlean Whitlow, Jackie Strange, seeing some familiar names here. Janet Berry, Perry Porter, of course, Steve Gibbons. We're giving them the shout outs here. Can't leave out Vicky Berger and Dennis Gregory. Thank you so much, guys, for all of your support. And those of you who are maybe a little shy and don't like to drop in the comments, thank you so much for watching as well. And if you, again, could remember, just hit the like button, like or subscribe, whether you're watching on Facebook, Extol Media on Facebook, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. I'll get it right. And on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine. All right. Thanks for so much for watching here, guys. And Beverly saying thank you. I am feeling better. All right. We'll make it a good new year, and we'll see you tomorrow morning as well. Again, not a whole lot to talk about right now, and that's a good thing. But as always, we'll look at the long-range forecast. If I don't see you, again, have a happy new year, and we'll see you later.